since we got our parts order in, and we got our fender welt or fender piping, whatever it is, we're gonna cut a piece and fit it up in the wheel well here. And this is basically where it goes. And then the fender or the wing would go up against this. It all tacks into the wood underneath. But what that does, it fills that gap between the fender and the side of the car, makes it look nice and tidy. So we've cut a piece that will go all the way around the wheel opening, all the way down to the bottom of the side of the bodywork, and then it'll also go around the back and down the back side of the fender, and that'll dress that up quite a bit. I think we're probably going to have to put another coat of paint on here first. It'd be a lot easier without the piping in place. I am in uncharted territory here. I decided to try to put some of this, we call it fender welt, fender beading. Anyway, it's a material that goes in between the fender and the body. And I haven't got a clue how it's supposed to go, other than it nails the whole shooting match together. And it looks like you've got to nail through this into the metal and then into the wood. And this thing has had a whole lot of nails pounded into it before, and I think it's almost impossible to use the same nail holes. So I'm inclined to drill some new ones, but I just don't know. And then of course you get this here. I think the fender will lay against that and cover that up, but I may get in there after the fact and glue that down. But man, that's you know, it's just one of those things where there's no real instructions, and you're gonna have to try to figure it out. Well, we started to work our piece in from there, and we made it up to the first curve right up in here. Well, we got to come around here and go that way. Let's see with the camera. We got to go that way. So we're probably going to have to cut some slits in here to get that to curve around the way that we want it. But I mean, so far it's fitting nice there and should fill up that gap in between the fender and the body. But we'll find out. I've got some number 16 by 3/4 brads. I don't know, I might want a little bit longer brad. I'll have to see what's available, because in some of these cases the wood is not as close behind this piece as I would like it, so just kind of have to muddle through here. We've been tinkering our way here with this fender welt, and I think we've got it pretty much fastened all the way around the edge of the panel here. Fits nice and snug. A million little wire nails makes that curve around the back and down the bottom. We'll probably want to get up in here and glue that a little bit. I have to set the fender up in place up in here to see how it holds all of that material in place, but I think that's one side done. Hopefully that'll fill the gap between the wing or the fender and the bodywork. We'll find out. We stuck the wing up in there, or the fender, however you want to call it, and yeah, it fits pretty well. Fits pretty well. We've got our homemade clamps there holding it in place. It's definitely not a one-person job trying to fit that fender in place. The contour here at the back is pretty good. I like the way the fender beading fits. And you know, we'll get around the front here maybe. When we get around the front edge here and down, the question is now, there was a line on the old fender that pretty much showed us where it fit before, so we're going to work to that line. It looks, near as I can tell, like the fender just gets some screws through it up into the wood inside to hold it on. That seems to be the only thing that holds it on, near as I can tell. There's a couple of fasteners at the back. One goes into the side of the fuel tank, and there's a bushing there, and the other one bolts to the inner panel. But other than that, it seems to screw up into the wood, so we're going to have a good look at that, and probably have to pull this fender back off of here one more time before we put it on permanently. But I think this is going to look pretty nice. We started working on the other side of the car with the fender piping, and I ate lunch and had a whiz-bang idea. We have these magnets holding the piping in place while we put the little carpet tacks or whatever it is, the little nails in place, and that's working out pretty good, especially if you're working by yourself. But you can get it positioned right up against the edge, and these things are cheap enough, these little magnets, and they just stick that thing right in place and get your nail going and work your way around, and it sure makes it a lot easier than what we did on the other side. So there's tip of the day anyway. Got both of our rear fenders mocked up there. Haven't put the screws in them yet, because we got to determine exactly how they're going to fit, but we're getting there.